Tapping for anxiety. So often we push away difficult feelings, keeping ourselves constantly busy and distracted so we don't have to acknowledge they're there. Sometimes we feel shame for feeling those feelings, so we don't want to acknowledge them or accept them. Our experiences create the lens with which we view our world, and that will be different for everyone. Instead of denying it, embody the feelings, acknowledge them and feel them, and then we can tap to clear it. Anxiety is just the subconscious's way of trying to keep us safe. If something made us feel uncomfortable in the past, it will alert us to that to try and prevent it happening again. If we tap in these moments, it sends a message to the brain to say, I'm safe now. You don't need to keep alerting me to this threat. It's okay. Here's how. Notice and acknowledge when you are anxious or when you start to see it creeping in. Where do you feel it in your body? What's it trying to tell you? What does it feel like? Does it have a shape, a colour and sensation? Really tune into that feeling because that accesses the file in the subconscious of what it's trying to remind you about and be alerted about. Now rate the intensity of this anxiety, with 0 being no anxiety and 10 being it couldn't be any worse. Remember that number for later. Now let's tap. Starting with the karate chop point, speak from the heart. I'm just going to give you an example of what you can say, but it's key to really just acknowledge what you're feeling and give it an airing, voice it, let it out, because you may have been denying it for a long time. So tap in the karate point, say something like this. Even though I'm feeling anxious right now, I love and accept myself. Even though this anxiety is completely overwhelming, I'm ready to let that feeling go. This anxiety, I feel it in I know why it's there. I always feel anxious in this situation. This anxiety in I just want to let it go now. I'm safe, I'm okay. It's going to be okay. It might not have been in the past, but it's okay now. I'm safe. I just want to let this anxiety go. I want to feel back in control. I don't want to react like this each time. I want to be able to deal with things normally. I just want to let this feeling go. I hate feeling like this. It gets me every time. This anxiety, I just want to let it go. It always makes me feel so anxious. This feeling in it gets me every time, but I'm ready to let it go. I don't want to feel like this anymore. And now I'm going to be okay. I am calm. I am okay. I can let this feeling go now. I am safe. It's going to be okay. I accept myself completely. And just keep going round and round until you feel the intensity reduce. Rate the intensity after each round and see if it's coming down, and keep going until it's reduced. Every time you're faced with this anxiety, it will be reduced in that moment until there's no anxiety at all. My friend who had the most severe anxiety, general anxiety, social anxiety, white coat syndrome, every kind of anxiety going, I told him about this and he decided to use it as if it was a drug that had been prescribed from the doctor. And every time he felt the anxiety creep in, he would tap every single time. And within 3 weeks, he experienced no anxiety whatsoever. This can clear anxiety for good, but you have to tap when you feel the feeling and fully acknowledge why it's there, accept it, and then let it go. I hope this helps.